The Stoics with their perspectives. Timeless offer teachings. Powerful about how we can free ourselves from the negative influence of other people's opinions. Get ready to uncover strategies, practices that allowed us to face the world with confidence and hope. Guidelines with the principles of this ancient philosophy. Understanding the fear of judgment is undeniable that the fear of judgment is a common concern in our lives. This occurs in part due to our nature, social since the ancient times of beings. Humans have sought approval and belongs to the group as an instinct of survive. However, this search can becomes a burden when we become dependent on opinion of others' fear of judgment. It can also erode our self-esteem when we worry anxiously with what others think we are correct. Risk of sacrificing our own values and comfortable to please customers. The historical philosopher is too cynical. Alert, many do not offer to support the thoughts of their own minds without an audience to witness this. Reflection invites us to find the courage to value our own opinion about ourselves, regardless of what others you might think. Furthermore, the fear of judgment can distort our we are so worried about decisions, pleasing others, or avoiding criticism, which often stops us from acting according to our own principles and objectives. This internal conflict can lead to inertia and dissatisfaction. Marco Aurelio reminds us to choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. This reflection encouraging us to choose what is virtuous and correct, regardless of expectations. External historical teachings about self-confidence of the Stoics believe that the opinions of others are beyond our Epictetus. Control teaches us what you don't care about other things. People talk bad about you, but the fact, if you believe in them, this approach encourages us to consider that although not we can control what others we think or say, that we have full control about how we choose to react to these opinions. The incessant search for external approval is emphasized because cynic is a trap that can save him from true self-confidence. We announce ourselves we are tormented more by imagination than reality. We value internal validation more and less the opinions of others. We open space for the growth of self-confidence and affordable self. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, in Remember, don't leave your thoughts wander indisciplinedly. He must work for you, not against you. Marco Aurelio emphasizes the importance of conscious control over thoughts and the mind. He teaches us that the idea of that the human mind is a tool, powerful, but can also be a source distraction, worry, and suffering if not for discipline and directive necessary. Historians argue that they anchor our self-confidence in the opinions of others is a mistake, since these opinions are volatile and subject to different interpretations. They encourage the cultivation of a self-image solid inner and Alice. Marco Aurelio reminds us to stop allowing let the mind be agitated by events external and instead keep calm in the face of everything that presents itself of you. In this context of high trust emerges when we free ourselves from need for external validation and we focus on the coherence of our internal principles, living according to the principles of Stoics led by figures such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Scenic promoted a bold and radical vision to that true confidence in oneself. The same thing emerges when we align our actions with our internal principles, regardless of expectations. Social, this approach challenges the are conventional that we pressure to seek external approval and stand out in the eyes of others, live according to our own principles. It's an act of hot fire. Stoics remind us that virtue, honesty, and compassion are qualities that transcend trends, society treadmills. Beloved love, this reflects the invitation of Stoics living authentically, cultivating virtue as our guide, even if it means contradicting the prevailing norms when living from according to its own principles. Historic sites not only located in one source of self-confidence but also inspired others around them. Epithet: the slave philosopher teaches us first, tell yourself what you would be after. Do what needs to be done. This approach, we encourage ourselves to define our own standards and act in a manner consistent with these ideals, creating a virtuous cycle of transversions and self-confidence. Live according to our principles. This is not a task without challenges. Can mean rejecting conformity, embrace uncertainty, and face disapproval of others. However, historical records assure us that this journey is rewarding. Here are some practical strategies to ignore the fear of judgment. First, practice efficiency and live according to principles. Live by according to our own principles and values is a solid foundation for face the fear of judgment from others. Stoics encourage us to align our actions with our true essence, regardless of expectations, external factors. This implies being authentic and true to who we are by making it discover an internal basis of self-confidence, because we recognize that we are following a path that is truly ours. Secondly, the subjectivity of the opinions of historical records remind us that opinions of others are subjective and often does not reflect reality. Epithet advises us is not what happens to you, but how do you react to it. What happened is important. When we internalize this perspective, we realize that our power lies in our evidence, the opinions, not in own opinions. By remembering that each person sees the world through their own lenses, we free ourselves from the weight of other people's judgment. Third, focus on personal development, not in the external validity of the histories. Valued inner growth and superior virtue of external validation. Focus on our development, personnel, and in our efforts to act with wisdom and integrity helps us to cultivate unshakable confidence. Marco Aurelio reminds us of everything that happens has always been prepared for you. As we turn to our own progress, we become less susceptible to the negative influences of fear of judgment. I hope this video helped you overcome the fear of judgment by offering a beacon of hope and empowerment here. I leave 2 more videos full of historical wisdom. Until next time.